14 out of the 20 drivers on the 2022 Formula 1 grid are in their 20s, making this one of the younger groups of drivers to race in F1. Some of them have been touted as the future of F1, and Red Bull team principal Christian Horner has listed the ones he feels belong in this group while speaking to World is One News. I'm your host Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, did Christian Horner just hint that Gasly isn't the future? Horner began by speaking about his own driver, Max Verstappen. You know, if you've got Max behind you, he's going to have a go. I think that's why he's got such a big following in F1, one that we see continuing to grow. He then explained why F1 is in great shape. Well, I think Formula 1 is in great shape at the moment because there's so many exciting young drivers. He then listed a few such drivers, making a couple somewhat surprising omissions. Max, of course, is only 24, but he's got a whole generation around him, like Charles Leclerc, George Russell in the Mercedes this year. You have Lando Norris that looks exciting, there's Carlos Sainz. He signed off by suggesting that this is great for the sport. There's many drivers that are of similar age that are going to be there for the next 10 years or so. I think that's great for the sport, it's great for the competition, and it's going to be exciting to see how it pans out. Fast feed. Alpine's Fernando Alonso has revealed that those 2 years during his sabbatical from F1 were so intense. I was changing cars every weekend. I was driving for Toyota in the World Endurance Championship, but the following week I was in Doha with the Dakar car, surfing the dunes, learning how to drive in the sun. And then the following week I was in Indianapolis with the oval racing, and this was a very, very intense 2 years of switching cars and always having a steering wheel in my hands. Retired F1 driver Perry McCarthy suggested that if any team really gets it wrong across the winter, then most drivers can't make up that difference. If they get it wrong by just a little bit, maybe somebody like Max Verstappen can make up that difference, but I can't really see Red Bull getting it too wrong. The thing about driver confidence, it really filters all the way down to the team management, the engineers, the designers, they've got that confidence. Mercedes Chief Technical Officer James Allison suggested there are hidden opportunities and risks in the new regulations. You have to find the right way through a minefield and dig up as many treasures as possible. I could well imagine 1 or 2 teams going completely wrong and going through a painful year. McLaren's Daniel Ricciardo gave himself a 4 for the first part of the season and a 7 for the second part out of 10. That makes an average of 5.5. There was a lot of support at McLaren, especially in the first half of the season. They didn't try to put me down when I was down, they tried to get me up. I'm not saying I want to be cuddled all the time, but I think there was a way of handling it, going for it and not overwhelming me. It was really nice and I appreciate that. I feel the affection in the team. It's like a family. Haas team principal Gunther Steiner thinks that in the middle of the season, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin understood they don't need to be friends, but they need to be respectful of each other. It took quite a while to explain that, but I was working with 2 rookies together, so for me, it was something new and I needed to think how to do that best. They are now more respectful of each other. Again, fingers crossed, it can happen any day that they get into each other again. Which 2021 midfield team do you want to see fighting at the front in 2022? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you liked this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.